If somebody asked you to shoot a wedding tomorrow, would you actually know what to do? Because weddings aren't like any other type of photography out there. There's no retakes. Most, if not all, moments only happen the once. And if you miss it, they're gone. In this video, I want to talk you through exactly how to approach your first wedding, step by step, so you're not second guessing yourself. Because the last thing you want to be doing is second guessing yourself when it's somebody's most important day of their life. And after this, you'll be able to start your wedding photography career on a high. You'll enjoy it and want to do it over and over again. And if you're feeling nervous about shooting your first wedding, that's completely understandable. Most wedding photographers worry about the same things. What if I miss something so important? What if the couple feel awkward? What if the timeline goes completely wrong and something happens which I should know about, but I wasn't told about it? What if I just don't know where to be? The thing is, I've been there, and if anybody ever turns around to you and says they haven't, they're lying to you. And if someone else turns around to you and says, if you're not comfortable photographing a wedding, then you shouldn't be photographing a wedding, that's also wrong too. At the end of the day, we all have to start somewhere, and that is right here, and I'm going to help you do exactly that. I remember my first wedding so well, and a mistake that sticks with me even today happened at the very beginning of the ceremony. There was me and my best mate Tim, and I'd gone outside to photograph the bride coming into the venue because she'd got ready somewhere else. The venue staff had closed the curtains at the back of the ceremony room so the bride could come and get into position, and nobody would see her until the moment is right. And I can remember very clearly one of the venue staff saying to me, "Do you just want to sneak through now?" And for some reason, and I don't know why, but I said, no, it's all right. I literally still have no idea why. So Tim was stood at the end of the aisle near the groom, and he was able to get a photo of the bride walking in, but I wasn't there to get the reaction of the groom seeing the bride for the very first time. Yes, I know, what a stupid move. You don't need to tell me that. And that's exactly why I want to break this down for you. The first mistake people make is turning up to the wedding day and not really understanding the structure of the actual wedding day itself. A wedding day isn't just filled with random stuff. It follows a particular structure. I photograph the majority of my weddings in the UK, and they follow a very similar structure. You've got the morning prep, followed by the ceremony. Straight after the ceremony, you normally have confetti and the cocktail hour, and that's where I normally go and grab some family photos and some portraits of the couple. Maybe an hour or so after that, you'll have the speeches, followed by the wedding breakfast, or sometimes it's the other way around, so you'll have the wedding breakfast, followed by the speeches. And then you have the evening part of the wedding day, which is normally the cake cutting, the first dance, and then everyone just on the dance floor having a great time. And if you understand this flow and this structure, you're already ahead of the beginners. Because instead of just reacting to what's happening in front of you, you're anticipating what's coming next. Now let's simplify your job. Your job isn't actually to create award-winning photos of just the couple. As much as these gorgeous portraits are really important for the wedding album and the gallery and the couple, there's a lot more to a wedding day. Your job is to capture the key moments which are happening. Believe it or not, your job is actually to also assist with helping the day run smoothly. And ultimately, you need to make sure that the couple feel comfortable. The couple will spend actually more time with you than they will with each other, so it's vital that you make them feel comfortable and at ease and know that you've got things under control. And that's it. If you could do these three things well on your first few weddings, you've done your job pretty damn good. Oh, by the way, if you want to know the full step-by-step breakdown of everything you need to know before you photograph your first wedding, from the what to photograph, how to edit, even to the pricing and booking your first few weddings, I have everything you need in my Introduction to Wedding Photography course. I'll leave a link somewhere down there. Now, just a moment ago, I spoke about capturing key moments, and there are a handful of moments you absolutely cannot miss. Things like walking down the aisle. Yeah, I know. I didn't do too well. First kiss towards the end of the ceremony, the confetti on the exit of the ceremony or just after the ceremony, the group photos, the couple portraits, speeches and the reactions of the guests around the room having a nice time, and finally the first dance and everyone else having a great time. Obviously, what you shouldn't do is just stop there, capture as much of the day as possible, but if you can capture these, you are well on your way to delivering a solid wedding album. Believe it or not, most beginners don't fail because of the camera settings. At the end of the day, if you're going to photograph a wedding, you probably had a camera for a few months or a couple of years and you know your way around a camera to some extent. Most beginner wedding photographers actually fail because of the positioning and the awareness. They're in the wrong place, they're just reacting too late, even as far as having a spare battery in your pocket rather than having to go back to your bag to grab a spare when you're in the middle of something. They're probably also sat there looking at the photos on the back of the camera and making sure, oh, is this okay from hours ago what's happened, rather than actually being there in the moment, being active and going around getting the photos that they need. Or it's as simple as being too focused on one particular thing and missing something completely different. And one of the biggest shifts most that you can make to combat this is stop thinking about what's happening now and anticipate what's going to happen next. Now, when it comes to getting the photos of the couple, you don't need really overcomplicated poses. You also don't need loads of random gear. And more importantly, you certainly don't have to overthink it. The more elements that you add into a couple's portrait shoot, especially for a couple that maybe don't feel that comfortable in front of a camera, the more awkward and the more alien you're gonna make this situation be for them. For couple photos, just keep it simple at the beginning. Have them walking, have them holding hands, have them holding each other, have them talking and facing each other. Get them nice and close, forehead to forehead, nose to nose. Movement creates natural photos. And honestly, simple photos always look so much better than overcomplicated photos. Couples know how to walk together. They know how to speak to each other. They know how to hold hands and just be around each other in the moment. So let them do that and just guide them through the process. Let that emotion that they've just got married just run freely and capture that. And if for any reason you ever get stuck whilst taking photos, just say, come on, let's go for another walk and just get some more photos of them walking. Use that as a way of resetting your mind and walking somewhere else and thinking of the next thing to do. And honestly, you're gonna have to face it. Things will never go perfectly. Timelines slip out of place. People, when you're taking group photos, will just disappear to the toilet, to the bar, to... Honestly, I don't know. They just disappear sometimes and you just think, why? Light is going to change on a wedding day, and all of these things is actually quite normal. And your job is to simply stay calm, because the more calm that you are, the easier it's going to be for the couple and the more calm that they will be. The more calm and relaxed that the couple are, the better the photos are going to be. I'm just starting my 8th wedding photography season. I can guarantee at some point through this year, things are going to go wrong and it will be completely out of my control. And it will affect my planning, I'll be honest, probably my entire day quite a bit. But I can control the things that I have control in, and then the rest of the things, I just need to learn to deal with it in the most professional way possible. Now, this is the most important thing I'm probably going to tell you in the entire video. Do not try to be perfect. Instead, you should focus on being reliable. Capture the moments, be organized, be confident, because that's what couples see on the wedding day. Imagine turning up to your first ever wedding and knowing exactly where you need to be and what to do. You know what to look for, you know how to handle particular parts of the wedding day, and instead of panicking, you're just getting the photos, ticking them off mentally one by one, getting into the rhythm of things, and after a few weddings, it starts to become second nature to you. That right there is the difference preparation makes. And if you've got any questions about shooting your first wedding, I'm all ears. Drop them in the comments, I'll do my best to answer them. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.